We've got the Tennessee Trojans, right?
Mhm.
We've got the who else? The trying to think of everybody else who's come in since then. The new
Atlanta.
Atlanta team, yeah.
Mhm.
They had the Atlanta Phoenix before, but still, you know, um, neither of them have like done really anything. You know what I'm saying? Even like Jersey Shore this year, they were okay, but
Yeah, they were
but
good to start. I felt
yeah,
like they were really good to start, and then something happened.
yeah, exactly. So taking the whole Chicago wins to the playoffs, 6-1 in their first year, man. It's like y'all about to set all kinds of records. So I need to talk to Sarah and see and see what the heck, what's going
Mhm.
on with that. So I appreciate you jumping on with me and I'm excited to tell this story for the world because started this Unbothered podcast just trying to um get more eyes on what was actually going on with women in sports because when I go through the comments on like ESPN, it's all negativity, man. It's like why do people trash these women like this at the top of the game? And I'm like, shit, wow. I need to talk to some women at the top of their game, then tell these stories so people quit doing that to folks. So, all right, here we go.
More than the mood, it's the weight and the will. Built for the climb, the story's the grind. This ain't just a pot, it's a whole state of mind. Limitless life. You could keep moving or stand still in fright. I came from nothing to this overnight. I'ma keep killing these stories despite all of the progress we make every day that we're seeing. Man, these women are doing this right. Owning their lives in the day, working hard in the dark. Then they balling their ass off at night. Yeah.
Welcome to episode 3 of Unbothered, the show where we go beyond the scoreboard into the mind of women at the very tip top of their game. Today, I'm super excited about this show. I was able to track down the 2025 WNFC League MVP and of the leader of the Chicago Winds, all around force in women's football. Did you set the passing record in touchdowns? You did 18 touchdowns in a year.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even know what the record was before. You know what it
Fif-
was?
Brittany Bushman,
15. Okay,
2021.
you crush the passing record for touchdowns with the Chicago Winds this year at 18 touchdowns in her first year, second in passing yards, right? First in every other category as a quarterback. Crazy, all pro first team. Sarah Teubner, thank you for joining the show. Welcome to Unbothered. I just want to get into it, man. What does being unbothered as a woman, as a pro athlete, look like to you? What's that mean to you?
It means just continuing to do you, regardless of what everybody has to say. I have two younger sisters that are in high school right now. One of them just graduated, and she's learning that right now. Like, people are going to have opinions, and honestly, 99% of the people don't actually care about you. So why are you caring what they have to say?
That's oh, that's a word right there. That'll preach. It's true, man. It's like, and the crazy part is like we were saying, right? When you go down all the women's sports posts on social media, they're all negative, but you see these women that continue to climb, like they don't hear it. It's like they don't hear the noise, and it's that mentality of what you just said. Like them folks don't care about you anyway. Who cares? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, all right, so you came from Salem, Portland, Oregon. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep,
Portland, Oregon. Okay. So, did you move to Chicago to play football?
I did. I
Okay.
did.
What was that like?
A lot of people, the more, like, as the transfer portal opens, everybody's got their opinions and whatnot, and like they're like, oh well, don't just go for football, there's going to be life and jobs and everything else. And like, for me, I'm 25 years old. I was with a team. I worked for a professional team for almost a decade. I was in like the perfect aspect of my life in between kind of what I wanted to do. And I was like, you know what? Let's try it. At the end of the day, like, I can always come back home. So why not? Why not live out a dream that I didn't realize was a dream until now?
So you were just like, let's just play football for Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, like, everybody that plays football wants to play in the Olympics and whatnot. But the more I'm learning, I do not have flag hips. I don't have flag knees. I don't have any of those. I'm not flexible enough to be moving around like that. And so, I visited with pretty much every team except Texas. Texas did not reach out to me. But like all pretty much all the teams I had a conversation with in the WNFC, and just something about Chicago. I've got some people from college that live in Chicago, and just so many people in my life that mean a lot to me that live here. And so like it was really just perfect. And like I came here on a visit and just loved it. I really fell in love with the city, and I came for football, but I'm staying for me.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay. So what was it about the football team that you fell in love with? You say you visited all the squads, right? And everybody's got their own DNA and their own brand, but Chicago obviously has got something. 6-1 in an expansion season and into the playoffs with the league MVP. Like there's obviously something going on in Chicago. What's in the water up there?
Honestly, vibes and fun and just athletes. Like, I'll be
Okay.
honest, we were talking about this during the All Pro weekend. There are a lot of things that we don't know. There's a lot of things that I, as a quarterback, don't know, but like I love my teammates, and I know that when we get out on that football field, we're going to do whatever it takes. And sometimes, we got to, as Coach Jimmy, who was our All Pro coach, said, sometimes you got to serify the offense and just stay alive. And that's kind of what we were doing. Like we just play every game as we're just trying to stay alive. And for some reason, it worked really well.
I saw some of those plays where you're scrambling around out there, and then the rush was coming, and you stepped up into the pocket, and then you're throwing off the back foot, and then it's a tutty. I'm like, yeah, that's what you mean by staying alive, huh?
Mhm. Mhm.
That makes
I
sense.
know that if I can stay on my feet long enough, somebody's gonna get open, and that's kinda just where we're at. Like, sometimes plays mess up, and a lot of
Yeah,
times they did because we were learning, and so just kinda learning to roll with the punches was kinda what really brought us. And I think what really brought me to Chicago is just, like, the atmosphere, the way that our leadership team kind of talked to us. And, I'll be honest, you probably have heard from some of our other teammates just around of some of the things that were disappointing. And you're going to get that with an expansion team, just like in any type of election or anything. Like you're going to have promises that you can't fulfill, but like it's just, can it get better every year? And that's kind of like where I'm at right now. It's like I knew at the beginning that it was at least the core was going to be good. Whether we had a practice field, like our first month, we were inside on like a mini soccer field. We weren't able to even throw the ball other than slants and hitches and bubbles, which is why
mm,
that's a lot of what we ran, because we weren't even throwing farther than 15 yards because we didn't have the space for it. But like everybody bought in, and I think that's what I really loved is that the reason why they wanted to bring a team to Chicago is because they love football. And like that was something that I knew I could get on board with, was loving the game and wanting to be there.
yeah, yeah. Shoot, man, Chicago's always been a football city, right? And
Mhm.
I'm happy to see that. I think y'all were up for like fan base of the year too, something like that too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something. Yeah, it was something crazy. But it makes total sense. Everything that you said, it kind of showed straight through in the way that y'all nearly ran the table in the season, and then got into the playoffs, and lost a heartbreaker in that first round. But like when you first decided, okay, I'm gonna leave the Capital Pioneers behind. First off, I saw also that y'all went 6-0 and missed the playoffs.
Mhm.
How, sweet Jesus?
Well, the WFA uses the Massey rating system. They don't like do a committee, they don't do anything like that. And so we unfortunately didn't play hard enough teams, or we didn't play teams that played a pro team. And so even though we won, those teams didn't play anybody that had enough points. And so like the teams that there was a team that lost two times, but because they played a pro team and they got smacked, the math behind it, they were ahead of us. So like we went from, oh, we're gonna host, to okay, we might travel, to like waking up that morning after we beat a team 56-6, might I add.
Saw
We
that.
thought we made
Yep.
enough. Waking up that next morning of like, it's over, like heartbroken.
So what do you do with that?
Life goes on. We made a cake and we had a little funeral for our 6-0 season, and we turned our gear in, and they started a flag league in the summer because like they were like, what the heck? There's no
That's
football now. So yeah, I mean, life goes on, and there's nothing we could do about it, but I knew, like, for the all pro game, the 3 of us that went, like, we are going to make a name for ourselves. Like, we are gonna prove that the Pios should have been there. And, like, it was really hard to be there, honestly, like, without my team because, like, we play a different style of football than anybody had played. Like, I think even the Winds play a different style because they play like me because I run the offense. And, like, we're going to throw the ball. We are going to show people that women can throw and they can catch and we can stay alive and we can scramble. And, like, that's fun offense. And so, like, we knew when we go in there that, like, we should have been there.
I tell you what, man, that's heartbreaking. I think that's one of the not so good things about having so many damn teams in the WFA like that, right? Because you're gonna have to. I mean, there's gonna be like 20 teams that are 6-0. You got to come up with some kind of system because you can't extend the season like 15 weeks. You know, you got to do something. But then it leaves teams like yours like heartbroken and crushed.
Exactly.
All right, so what's the transition from WFA Division 3 to WNFC been like?
Night and day. Like the polar opposite of the most opposite thing you could think of. Like at for the pro weekend when I was at the All American weekend, like I was like, I really like how we were given like 50 plays for some reason, and we didn't even run any of them, which is always how it works. But like I remember I was like on little note cards with my teammates. Like we were at like bars. We were going over note cards because I was like, I'm going to do everything that I possibly can to know it all. And so like getting there, I was like, wait, everybody knows all the plays? Like this is awesome. Like everybody's bought in and the game's faster, the players are better, they're more athletic. Like I was really nervous. In the WFA, I was able to get away with a lot of things. Like
Yeah.
I can't even watch some of these games sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, that girl was wide open and I missed it. Oh my God, that girl was wide open. Oh my God, I can't believe I, threw that interception because the ball was coming so slow. But like in the WNFC, it's fast. And I think I threw an interception pretty much every single time for those first few weeks because I was expecting it to be slower. And so it like really, I had to really pick it up. And so that's when I was like, I want to leave Salem because I want more out of this. Like I want to be around like-minded people.
I think that's what most people don't understand about the difference in the WNFC and why it's the top level pro league for women's football is, man, it's the athletes are bigger, faster, stronger, smarter.
Uh-huh.
That's just the way the league is, right? And there's teams in there like I truly feel that like the bottom feeder teams of the WNFC would go and just destroy some WFA teams. Like it's just totally different football. It's a very high quality football because these owners and these coaches are putting in so much time and effort and money into the sport. Of course, you're going to want your investment back. So now, because you want your investment back, and it's no longer just this not for profit, right? This is an actual football franchise. So I need to step the quality of what's going on up right here with the WNFC teams, and the cool thing is that all 17 teams across the board are in one accord with that, and you see them all moving like every year. Everybody raises the bar. Every team gets better, and I was talking in episode 2 to Tammy Moore, who was the 2025 Trench Player of the Year, and she mentioned something about teams creeping up on Texas lead, and I was like, hell yeah, everybody's creeping up, you know.
Mhm.
And it's because everybody every single year raises the bar, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I'd like to get to a league that has total parity, and I know that would be detrimental to my championship DNA. But can we get to a situation where there's 5 different champions in the 9 Cup? It would be so cool. Okay, so that's enough of my rant about that. So
Now, no shade, no hate to my former teammates at the Pios, but like those are not athletes. Like we couldn't even run a lap around the field. Like
wow.
quite literally, some of those women couldn't run a lap around the field. And like it was really hard to lead because like I'm a hard leader. Like I am kind of mean sometimes. If like get your crap together. Like, let's go. And so, like, my mentality, I was like, I need to leave there. My quarterback coach has been phenomenal. She was like, okay, well, like, let's hit the books. Let's learn. Like, let's learn how to read defenses. Because I didn't have to do that in the WFA because my team was better. It didn't matter what they were running because we were going to score regardless. So it didn't
Yeah.
matter. And so, like, having to learn all those things, and like, it was, I have never cried so much in my entire life than like the first few weeks. Like, I was like, I'm going home. I don't want to do this anymore. Let me just go be great at the WFA. Like, I can live at home. This will be perfect. Or put me on the bench somewhere else. Like, I'm okay. And so, like, coming to the wins, coming to the WNFC, like I said in my MVP speech, like, I had a lot of imposter syndrome. Like, I kind of was waiting for kind of the shoe to drop, or like whatever that phrase is. I can't think of it right now, but like, at some point it's it's gonna catch up to me, and like, for some reason it really never did. And so, like, I struggled a lot, but I will tell you, I was not the starting quarterback up until a week before our first game. My
Ooh,
coach
that's
put me
tea.
through the ultimate mind games. So, like, a month before our first game, I was definitely getting lackadaisical. There's a lot of things that I don't know, like a lot of things that I haven't learned, and like, it showed. I wasn't putting in the extra effort, but like, I was trying to learn so many pieces, and I think I was getting so overwhelmed because at the WFA, our main play that we ran over and over was sprint pass, either right or left. So it was run out, and it was sail, slot in, or sail, slot out. So it was a go on the outside
Go in
and
and out.
slot, ran and out. That was it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
only play we ran. And then you come to the WNFC, and we've got like the world's longest football call. Like, I mean, it almost takes 25 seconds just to say the play call. I can't tell you how many times we ran out of time because I couldn't get it out fast enough. And
Yep.
so, like, there was just so many things that I was like, oh, I'll get it. Oh, we've got a month, blah, 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 blah. And like, I was asking a lot of my teammates, and I wasn't putting in the same effort that they were giving. I wasn't being as intentional with my craft. So my coach put me at third string, and he did not put me with the first string, not once before our first game, not at all. And I was like, so are we going to have a conversation about the depth chart? Because like, I had zero conversations. He was just like, "Oh, you're third string, like, you never get to see the field." I had not thrown at all in like 2 straight weeks because third string didn't see the field. And I was like, "What is going on?" And I finally had to have that conversation with him, and he's like, "You got to earn it. Like, you have 2 weeks to prove to me that you want to be out there, and you want you want to play and you want to start."
So, okay, so you didn't play, you were third string. What do you mean when you say you weren't doing the right things or they need you to prove it? Like what did they need you to do more of?
I think I just got really content with being just a little bit better than my second and third string. Instead of like pushing myself, I was just doing just enough to be just slightly better than them. And so, like, I knew that I could slack off because my footwork was better. I knew that at the end of the day, okay, I'll just run out of it. Like, it's fine. Um, yeah, I just, like, my thought process was slow, and like, I just wasn't, I was just showing up, having fun, leaving because that's what I could do. But then, when you get to the WNFC, like, you got to get there early. You got to stretch. You got to lock in. It's 3 hours. Like, we are out there for 3 hours. And like, I wasn't doing the little things. So, yeah, I just got really content with just being athletic, and that would not have been good enough. And so, like, I really started locking in, and it was the Monday before our first game, we had a meeting, and that's when I was told I was starting. But I hadn't practiced at all with them. But yeah, it was a lot. It was
Yeah, that
a
reminds
lot.
me. You reminded me of when I transitioned from the WFA to the WNFC too. Man, I got away with some really trashy route running. Like, all-American trashy route running and, got away with it, man, and just killing
Mhm.
teams. And I get over here and I'm like, bro, you ain't getting off of nobody with that type of
Mhm.
trashy route running. You better do
Mhm.
something different, But so
Yeah.
like that had to have been a tough conversation when it comes to accountability, right? Like, do you think that did you take the conversation well when it happened, or were you like, that's not me? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did you own that and become this accountable, just dominant leader
So
of
I
the most
initiated,
successful expansion to ever
yeah,
come into the league?
I initiated the conversation. Like I
Okay.
was waiting for my coach to have a conversation with me about what the heck is going on, and I had gone home because my little sister was wrestling in the state championships, and I was like, "Hey, I'm about to go home. I need you to tell me, like, one, what do I need to work on?" Like that was one thing our coach, as the head coach, was always like, "Go talk to your position coach, and your position coach will talk to you." But like, if you're the one making the decisions, like I need to know, like from your standpoint, like what's going on. And um, my head coach was not super helpful, but like Kelly, my quarterback coach, was like, "You're lazy on your footwork. There's little things. You're taking an extra hitch step when you're throwing the ball. You're like, I didn't have to do like torque and throwing and like proper stuff." And so, like, as soon as I kind of started to let go of things that I couldn't control and like focus on the things that I could control, like my effort, my attitude, like I said, I'm a really hard leader. I expect a lot of the people around me. And so, like, I wasn't giving that. And so she was like, "You need to first focus on you and get yourself right." And so, like, once we had that conversation of like little things, and I told her, I was like, "You yelling at me is not going to help. Like, I'm going to be so honest with you. You yelling is not going to help. I need some positive reinforcement." And so, like, as soon as we kind of had that conversation, it went really well. Like, it was less of things you're doing wrong and more of, wow, you did that really well. Right. And like,
Right. Like, give
whole
me some more of
quarterback,
that type of deal.
yeah, yeah, and like our whole quarterback room completely switched once we started like really being positive and like focusing and leaning on that instead of like, this is what you're doing wrong.
Yeah. Okay. So when you first got the news, okay, actually, Sarah, we've been playing mind games with you, and you're gonna be our starting quarterback for for week one. Like, what was the feeling? Like, were you like scared? Were you like, oh shit, this is live, this is real? Like, what was your first initial thoughts? And then moving into that game when you first suited up, like, how did that flow for you mentally?
So, funny story. I was outside actually during this meeting and I had witnessed a car accident like over there. And so I didn't even hear what that I was starting because I ran to go help somebody out of the car, and like I just came back to all these text messages and someone's like, "Oh, by the way, our third string quarterback," like, "Oh, by the way, Sarah, you missed it. You're starting." And like I was like, I did all this complaining. I did all of this crying. Like, now you got to step up. Like, now is the time to really step up. And Jamie Formal, one of our linebackers and one of our captains, she said something right before our first game that like really stuck with me. And it's, you don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of preparation. And so, like,
Mm.
I knew that I was gonna rely on my preparation. So I watched a lot of film. I got in the books and I was just like, you know what? This is all I can do. And like when I went out there on that first game, I knew that I was not more nervous than my line, which only had one veteran on it. I knew that I was not more nervous than my entire receivers who had never played tackle football before. And so, like, I think just focusing on that part was like, yeah, I mean, you're nervous. Yeah, it means something, but like now you kind of got to grow up, let it go, and put your teammates first. Like, how can I help my teammates be ready for this game? And like, my coach has been phenomenal. My quarterback coach has been phenomenal. My second string quarterback, Rachel, is like everything you could possibly ask for in a quarterback. She's not waiting for you to fail, she's rooting for you to win. Her thing is like, I don't want to come in until we're up 40. Like, I'm good. Like, she's our flag quarterback. She's like, I don't really want to get hit. I'm good. Like, please don't get hurt. Please don't come out. Please don't suck because I don't want to go in there. So We've just had such a good community of people like in our own locker room, and despite what other people might say, like I love every single one of my teammates, and I know that without every single one of them, we would not have made that work. And so,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a beautiful thing about football, right? It takes so
Mhm.
many people, it's from so many backgrounds with so many different body shapes and so many different like styles of play. And if you don't have that combination, you just ain't gonna be successful. And
Mhm.
that's one of the coolest things about the sport of football. I think that's why I love football more than I love basketball, even though I played basketball for the majority of my life. Basketball, you can always pick out a basketball player. You know what their body type looks like. You know how they walk, how they talk.
Yep.
You know exactly how they act, what shoes they're wearing, down to the very outfit that they're in. You can tell that that's a basketball player, right? Football, shoot, man, good luck.
Mhm.
Especially when it's women, yeah, good luck. Like I don't know if you've seen the cleats on, cleats off thing that the WNFC's been doing, but you look at the cleats off, and you're like, bro, one of these things is not like the other. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
like even the all American thing. I'm like, wait, what the heck? Like at the breakfast, I was like, you're not the same person that I just met on the field. You're not that
Yep.
person. What are you talking about?
Yep. Yep. Like you were just growling at me on the field and now you're in here in these stilettos. Like, what's happening here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
so cool. So okay, so you go up there that first game to Jersey Shore and y'all win was it 27-22 or something like that? Y'all win
Yeah,
that game.
at the very end,
Um
came down to the last play.
yeah, I saw that. And all right, so now then you go into your next game. You played Washington and you lost 18-15 in that game, right? So then you go down to Florida, down to Jacksonville, my old club, and you win that one 50-0. When did it click for you that okay, actually we got something special going on, and actually, the game is faster in the WNFC, but I'm Himothy, I'm Herothy, bro. Like when did when did that click? When did that click for you?
Honestly, like rewatching the Washington Prodigy game, I've told my teammates this all the time, so I'm not speaking out of turn. I I can't even watch that game back because it makes me so unbelievably angry. Like the amount of times that it was just me out there running around like a chicken with my head cut off, hoping that somebody gets open and maybe they'll catch the ball. Like they were so shell shocked in that game. And so like rewatching that game and like that little comeback we almost had at the end there with that lovely 3-point conversion rule that we have. I didn't know it
Yeah,
was that close until they were like, "Oh, we have 15. Oh yeah, that's right. We can go for 3." Like, yeah, definitely after that Prodigy game, and just like the announcers are so nice. Like, they have sometimes there's one time they had something not good to say about me, but like I think just hearing what other people have to say like constantly reminds me. I know you're not supposed to, listen to the outside world, but like when it's coming from your own teammates, when it's coming from people that like actually care and like matter to you in your life, like that really matters. But I would say like going into that Prodigy game was a lot. Rewatching that Prodigy game, and man, I keep telling them I'm on. Like we're on you guys next year. Like we're coming. You better get everybody in the portal that could possibly help you because you thought Chicago was good this year. We didn't even know the rules. You thought we were good. Wait, we have a full year to actually learn the rules of football. So like, but coming back from Atlanta, I think that's really when I was like, oh, okay, we got some. Like we only have 3 minutes. Easy, easy. We can do that all day. Like we are the queens of the 2 minute drill. We
mm,
love a minute drill. And so I would definitely say like between that time of like watching my teammates get credit and watching them have that confidence
yeah,
really kind of made me have that confidence and like, man, I want to get du jour that touchdown record. Like I
yeah,
want to get Morgan as many yards as we can by throwing the ball. So now she has all this wide open space. And
yeah,
so
yeah. That's
yeah, I
cool,
don't think
man.
I've ever like quote been her. People keep telling me that. Like you need to be a little less humble. You need to like do some fiery, Instagram captions like everybody else. But like that's not me. Like you can say whatever you want. I'm still gonna whoop your butt, like on the field, like
Yeah,
whatever. You can say whatever you want. And so I always think like actions speak so much louder than words. And so, like, why not just keep posting highlights? Go ahead. We'll go highlight for highlight. You know, like whenever
Yeah.
someone has something to say, we'll go highlight for highlight. Let's see how long your highlight reel is. Let's
Yeah, you
go.
know what? It makes total sense, but Imma give you your flowers while I got you on this screen, right? Because let me tell you something, I was a teammate of Brittany Bushman, and I ain't never in my life seen a quarterback like that. Now, I played with a pretty damn good quarterback when we were in Jacksonville as the Dixie Blues, not the Avengers. Let me just say,
Okay.
before the Avengers, we were the Dixie Blues. And she was damn good. Her name was Chris Rosario. But Brittany Bushman, she takes this to a like literal Tom Brady level. Like the mental preparation, the body work preparation, the things that people don't see that she does in the shadows, the reaching out and texting people, hey, checking on film after practice on Saturdays and just sending text messages, hey, when you ran this route, this is how it was supposed to go. Or, hey, I got to get my feet better on this. You know what I'm saying? All the little minute things that people don't see when it comes to preparation, like that's the reason she was so good. And so you took it to a whole nother level and you broke the dang touchdown record that she set. And she set it for a reason, right? It's because she was at the top of her game for so long. There wasn't a quarterback better. And then you came in and you broke that record. You deserve and you should be able to beat your chest a little bit and just say, you know what? When you see Brittany Bushman, you see Sarah Teubner, right? Like these are things that you should and you can feel proud of because that's not a no name quarterback that you just knocked off the top right there. That is the greatest quarterback to ever play women's football. And now Sarah is right there with her. And so, man, beat your chest. Feel proud about it, bro. Because number one, we're not promised the next day in this game. Football is a very dangerous game that every play could be your very last, right? So you don't know if you'll get this opportunity again. But when you had the opportunity, you knock that shit out, right? And so feel proud, man. Beat your chest. Like, take a moment. Now, you still got to get back and do the preparation to come back and whoop the Washington Prodigy, right?
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, like in this moment, shoot, you could be Herethy.
No, I already got 3 people coming for my spot. I've already been told. 3.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
are these new recruits?
One of them was a coach last year, so
Wow,
I got a lot to work on. But
you
like
got
again, Brittany honestly was the reason why I came to the WNFC. I reached out to her on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I need some advice. I've got coaches from both sides. What are your thoughts? You've been around for a long time. I've been like a silent fan of hers for a really long time. Ninji is another silent fan that I've been a part of, and I've been a member of both those fan clubs. And Brittany was like, you want to come to the WNFC. Like, you want to come. This is the only place to be. And like, I may have slightly offended her just by like, oh, is the WNFC really that much better? Like, they're not throwing as many touchdowns and blah, 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 blah. And like, like, oh, the last player of the year only had like 12. And she's like, well, it gets harder, blah, blah, blah. And so, I mean, it is hard. Like, the defense is really, really hard. And like, I look forward to playing the top teams next year. Like, I'm excited to see what our schedule looks like because I don't want to go to Florida. I don't want to go to Houston. I don't want to go to Florida. I don't want to go to Atlanta. I'd rather go to Kansas City. I want to see what their crowd's like. I want to go to
oh, it's
Dallas. I want to
beautiful.
go to San Diego. I want to play everybody. I want all the smoke.
Man, let me tell you something. I hear you about wanting all the smoke, but I need to take a moment to talk about Kansas City's crowd because it's a beautiful thing to witness, bro. Like I'm on the field, but my family's up in the stands experiencing all this, and at the end they tell I can hear it. It's number one. It's always sold out, always. Like, and it's a beautiful stadium. It is always sold out. They be selling beer and all kinds of stuff up in there, but they are so rowdy. And it gets to a point where like you're on the field and you have to go like this in your headset just trying to hear the play because
Yeah.
it's like you're at a Chiefs game up in there. It's like, why are y'all so rowdy? We just kicked off. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like the clock still says 11:58. Like there's 2 seconds into the game and y'all already rowdy. How many beers have y'all had? You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful, beautiful atmosphere. And I don't think that they get the credit that they deserve for their game day experience because that game day experience is top notch, is totally top notch. Um, so okay, you mentioned not getting too high and going highlight for highlight, but once you stacked up, your 50 million highlights of the season, right? I swear I turned around every time I turned around, like WC is posted. Okay, Sarah Teubner, whoosh, Sarah Teubner off the back foot, whoosh. You know what I'm saying? Like Sarah Teubner escapes the sack and is out of there, sprinting for 20 yards down the field. I'm like, God dang, who's this girl? But so you stacked up all those highlights on the way to MVP season. Did you know? That was the ceiling for you, or were you just like when you got to the breakfast? Were you just like, this is a surprise?
I was completely shocked. I'm going to be honest. Especially watching Ashley Clark at Prodigy play. I'd never gotten the chance to watch her play only because like we on offense we weren't supposed to watch the game. Like that like when defense is out there we're talking whatever. Sometimes I'd sneak a peek but like the way that Prodigy did their like weird quarterback rotation, I like never got to watch her play. And so watching her like even escape, scramble, and throw. Like I told her that at the breakfast. I'm like, I didn't know you had that in your bag. Like, where did that come from? And like, she is so precise. She's so smart. She makes really good decisions. And so, like, sitting there watching that, I'm like, oh crap! Like, she's really good, really, really good. And so, yeah, like at the breakfast, I was completely not expecting my name. Like, I wanted it to be called, but I was not expecting it because first year, it's not supposed to be like that. You're supposed to earn your stripes, and Mel down in Mississippi just posted like third year, didn't win anything, and like so it's just I absolutely was not expecting it at all. I
Yeah,
didn't prepare a speech or anything because again, I was like, all right, thank you so much. Like I don't know what I'm supposed to say because again, I wasn't expecting it. Like just being one of the names was an honor for me
yeah.
and it was a privilege and like that honestly would have been more than enough for me. I am very grateful. But that was a hard group of people for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you were on there with some heavy hitter names, man. You had Destiny Yarbrough, you were on there with Ashley Clark, you were on there with Myrlise Brown, homegirl from LA. I don't want to butcher her name or disrespect her or anything like that. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. Yeah, and Escoto
Mm, yeah.
from San Diego. Man, you were on there some heavy hitter names. Ashley, you're right. Ashley Clark is seeing her in person at the Nine Cup was totally different than watching the film that I watched all year long on the Washington Prodigy, man. She is number one, her like you said, her decision making is just out of this world. Like she never made a bad decision. Now
Hmm.
she had um the unfortunate mishap of throwing her worst pass of the season on that last ball, right? I'm grateful for it. Thank you, Ashley. Don't hate me because I want to talk to you, but let me just tell you, thank you. um, but the decision wasn't bad. That girl was wide open. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she straight up shredded her ass in the Nine Cup.
Hmm.
And every ball was accurate on time, except the last one. Accurate and on time, and to wide open people, not into double coverage. And it's just like, man, this girl. And then when she didn't win the MVP, and when you won the MVP, I was like, nah, that's right. You broke the league record. You led in every category except passing yards. The only reason you didn't lead in passing yards is because Miley played an extra game. You know what I'm saying? Like she played one more game than you played, had 100 extra yards. Um, I know you're up against some heavy hitters there, but that MVP award, you definitely deserved it. And 6-1 expansion franchise leads in every category except passing yards, only because that girl played an extra game. Broke the record, got the Chicago wins to the playoffs in their first expansion year when they should be 0-6. You know what I'm saying? like it's not even what you did as a quarterback of that expansion franchise is special, and it's something that we're not going to see again ever in the history of this game. We're going to watch the San Francisco team come online here over the next season or two. And I guarantee you, I will put my last $2 on it that this playoffs MVP will not happen to them because it's unheard of. It's unheard of. You just think about every expansion team that's ever expanded in the history of pro sports.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it
Yeah.
just doesn't happen. And so
Yeah.
you were up against some heavy hitters, but what you did was special. It was historical, and it was something to write about, and it deserved that kind of recognition. So again, start beating on that chest a little bit, girl. You're just as much of a heavy hitter as they are. So what would you say that there's something that fans or people in the stands, people who watch the game or know the game, but don't play the game, didn't see that you're proud of, like the sacrifices that people didn't see?
Fun fact: I don't have a car.
That's a
I don't,
sacrifice.
so I commute to practice.
Like on a bus, like a bus and then a train, then a plane, then an automobile type of deal.
Like train to a bus to walk.
Holy crap! How long does that take?
It depends. I just moved, so the commute will be a little bit longer, hoping to get the practice up
You know, you
north.
did that backwards. You're supposed to move to a to a place where it's shorter.
It's a short my work. It was
Okay.
originally I was 2-hour commute to work, so now I'm only like 40 minutes to work.
Holy
And
crap.
it's like a 15-minute commute to practice, but that is definitely I don't drive. And so that's a huge sacrifice.
So how
That
much of your time were you spending on planes, trains, and automobiles just to play football?
a lot, a lot of time. Like I couldn't even give you an answer, but like a lot. So going to the All Pro, I had a super early flight. I left my apartment at 3 in the morning. I took an Uber to the train because the bus doesn't come early enough, to another train to fly just to get to the All Pro game.
That's so wild. And your flight was at what time?
Like 6 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So then from work, you go on a train for how long to get to practice?
It was 2 hours.
Whoa. Bro, that is a commitment in itself. Like
Hmm.
at some point, most people would be like, just too much. I'm gonna take
Hmm.
the train, but I'm gonna go to my house because what the heck? So you
Yeah.
go for 2 hours from work to practice, and then how long from practice to home?
Um, it was only like 20 minutes home. I had a roommate though, so like her and I would commute together. And towards the end of the season, my teammates were like, "Oh, "No, we're gonna
Let me
drive you.
take you
It's
home.
a
Yeah.
5 minute drive. You're 2-1. We can't have you get robbed on the street. Like,
Right. Yeah.
let's be so for real right now." And like, yeah, it's definitely something that not a lot of people know about my
Yeah.
life.
That's also something that most pro athletes don't have to deal with. Typically, you're able to afford a car. And not saying that you couldn't afford it. I don't know why you don't have a car, but I'm saying like typically transportation is arranged in some kind of way for it's efficient for your mental health. Because Jesus, I can't
Yeah.
imagine the type of characters you run into on the dang train and bus as this is going on, and all this in the name of playing football, man. That's because you were at home and comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely was. I was living at home, doing my thing. Yeah,
Wow.
paddleboard all the time.
Okay. So let's
But
let's sh- let's shift gears into home then. I told you I was snooping, so I've been snooping. You've got 4 sisters, is that right? 5 sisters. Lots of
yes,
sisters.
I have 3 sisters, one older,
Okay.
two younger, and 2 brothers, one older, one younger.
Gotcha. Big, large. That's a very large family. So,
Hmm.
how does your family see your pro football career? How do they impact your pro football career?
Uh, like in every way possible. So my little sister, who is she's like one of my favorite people of all time. The older she gets, the more I just love spending time with her. And she is a wrestler, so she was one of the only girls to wrestle, and so she's kind of always been this trailblazer of like, you know what? Like, yeah, why do just boys have to do it? And so like watching her fall in love with football, she really wants to play. She's gonna create a team at her college to try to make a team. And like watching my other little sister, who is way better than both of us. Like she's going to be phenomenal. She's super tall, so she already has that. And like watching her love the game, I just like they have been so unbelievably supportive. My family, I went away to college, and so like they didn't really get to watch me play, and so it was really important to play at home because they didn't miss any game that they could possibly go to. They were always there. Like even for these stupid like weekend flag games, my whole family's out there. Like all of them. My sister and her too. Now she has 3 kids is out there. My brother-in-law's out there.
She's dragging everybody in a stroller.
For just some random like Saturday morning tournament. Like they love football. And I think that's something that like we grew up playing soccer. It's a very different sport than football is. And like my brother is like, oh wow, like women play football and it's actually really good. Like my brother is a glorified hater of like women's sports. I'm gonna lay it out there. He is a
glorified hater
of women's sports. And like sometimes I'm like, can you not comment that, please? Because like, how am I supposed to fight the fight if you're out here on the other side of the fight? Like,
you're like, how can I row the boat when you're drilling holes in it?
Exactly. You're right next to me. Let's fight. Like, let's just fight in the hallway so we don't have to fight online. And like, him coming around and being like, oh, like this is a real sport. And like, even my brother-in-law, who is again a glorified hater of women's sports. I went to a really small farm school, so
okay,
you can fill in the pieces of that. And so like it's very much women run the household, men do everything else. And so like watching them love the game has just really amplified my love for the game. Like my brother-in-law is like, all right, you ready to run? You ready for me to run some routes? Like, let's talk football. Like, let's watch your game. And like he loves it. And so like just having my family, my brothers specifically, not hate on the sport that like I've fallen in love with has been awesome. And like my mom, she just posts everything on Facebook. Everything. Like every little thing. Like in the all pro game, she posted a photo. Oh, they're coming back. It's not even of me. It's just somebody out there. She just wanted the score. Like yeah, oh man, it's been awesome. She keeps asking me for the MVP plaque because she wants to put it on my shrine that now we've
that's cute.
But yeah, no, they love it. They have been so unbelievably supportive. And like my dad lives in Germany, and so like he will stay up into the night to watch us play, and he'll be like, oh, it's 3 a.m. but like we just can't not watch. It's been awesome. My sister, in fact, she had a baby. So the night of our Atlanta game, we had our 3-hour rain delay. She did not give birth until after our game ended. Like
she was just like, hold on, kid.
Yes. Our game ended at like 11 o'clock. She gave birth at 11:18. She was like, we are not pushing until we find out if she wins or not. Because like she was like, oh, I can't have this baby if you guys lose. Like you'll forever like not like her birthday because of that.
What's she gonna do? Was she gonna tell the baby to just hang on?
Just hang on. Yeah, she only had a couple more hours left to hang on. Like she didn't
that's wild.
Longer, but she was like, we have to see the end of this game. And so like so bought into it. It's been
the awesome. Baby probably came out with a stank face, like, you could have just let me out of here, lady.
Exactly.
She's like, I've been knocking.
And you were just keeping me out here.
Right. What's that TikTok thing? It's like, I called for help twice. Exactly. Lord, that's cool though, man. So do you speak German? I gotta know.
Yeah, my dad made us as children continue to speak the language to him so we wouldn't lose the language. Now I can't read it and I can't write it, but I can understand it pretty well. And give me like a week in Germany and it comes right back.
It's right back. That's cool, man. I always wanted to be bilingual, and I was born in the South, and we don't do that around here in these parts in the South states of these United States. So bilingual was out the question for me. How do you say I'm Sarah Teubner? I'm Sarah Teubner, and I am the WNFC's MVP in German. You got it. I believe in you. I believe in you. You can do it.
Oh God.
I think most of those are acronyms, so they just translate to acronyms, right?
Yeah, but yes and no. Mein Name ist Sarah Teubner and ich bin der beste Fußballspieler in the league. I'm not gonna say in the WNFC because but
Yeah,
there it
right.
is.
All right. There it is. There's the intro right there. Would you say my name is Sarah Teubner and I'm the best quarterback in the league?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty cool, man. So so y'all were taught to speak the language to dad. What about the German heritage kind of shaped the way y'all are? You mentioned that your sister's a trailblazer, that you know your brothers, they love football, your whole family loves football. And I got um you know Danish in-laws, but that it's across the pond and they're kind of like very similar people. The
Uh-huh.
language also really sounds very similar. Um, and
Disgusting
so,
and ugly.
yeah, it's right in the back of the throat, like
Yeah.
like that,
You nailed it. You nailed it.
So,
Exactly.
so what about the Germanic heritage you think kind of shaped your toughness, your accountability, your mental, like, I'm just gonna show up and be the best out here?
Um, Great question. I would say Germans are super rude and they're super like to the point. There's not very many people that like beat around the bush. Like just even the language is like you mean, like it's harsh. And so I
It
think
is
like
indeed.
that background has just been like, yeah, like you're tough and that has definitely shaped it. Um to be honest with you, like my dad I don't see very often. He's super busy and I didn't there's a lot of things that like I don't know about that life, but like I definitely think just kind of being used to being the underdog and like being underrated, just kind of having people like having haters and not even just haters, just doubters, I think has kind of helped fuel the fire a lot. Like I love it when people talk crap because all right, back it up, and like I definitely think that's the German meanness and the bluntness of it. And I think that's why I thrive so well in Chicago. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, can you move? Like, why are you staying right here? Like, please move. Like, please move. And I think that's like Chicago's kind of harsh. They're kind of mean. It's why are all five girls walking on the sidewalk right now? Move. Like, I'm
Right?
going to hit you. I play football. Like, I'm okay with some contact. Like, I'm
Yeah.
okay with contact in the grocery store. Like, let's do it. And so I think
You
like
and
that
you and you in the grocery store shoulder checking people.
yes, because why are we standing right here? Like you could move like just a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. So I think
Yeah.
like just that aspect of just the harshness is really kind of why I am the way that
Yeah.
I am.
That makes total sense. Just being over there a few times and understanding how people are in the Germanic region of North Europe is like, yeah, it's definitely blunt. It's definitely to the point, and it may hurt your feelings. They didn't mean nothing by it. It's just they're not about to beat around the bush. It kind of is
Yep.
what it is.
Yep.
But it's funny because I think since COVID, that whole standing close to people thing is automatically a no go now, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's just like as soon as you see somebody, not even 6 feet, right? Because we're not that dramatic anymore, but within like your 3 foot space, you're like, bro, back up. What you
Right.
doing?
Back
Get off of
up.
me. I don't.
Yeah. You trying to read the phone too? Like back.
Right? Like, where have you been for the last 5 years? Get off of me. you know? That's funny. One of my biggest pet peeves is when like a group of people is walking down the sidewalk and then they walk horizontally down the sidewalk,
Mm-hmm.
not sharing. It's like, what are
Mm-hmm.
you doing? Can you share the sidewalk, bro? I didn't
Mm-hmm.
got to the point where I don't move anymore. Like, I am not about to accommodate your lack of knowledge that there are other
Right.
people that are on this sidewalk walking too.
We are the same people. We are literally the same people. Like being in Chicago where there's so many tourists and people are going to say, "Oh, you're not even in Chicago. You've only been here for a couple of months. You're not a true Chicagoan." I'm on these streets every day. Like what are we
Right.
talking about? But these tourists are like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop right here and take a photo of this squirrel. Like, please move.
And
You're
and
gonna
there's
find
people
a rat
behind
in
them.
that corner. Like, let's
Yeah.
go." Like, plenty of things going on. Yeah,
Like, man, like you can take your picture from a space that doesn't impede the rest of traffic. Move on,
exactly,
bro.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
you, man. I am so
yeah.
with you on this. All right. So your journey across the country to play football came from the WFA to the WNFC, but now I have a very strange question for you because, like I told you, I was doing some digging. I need
Okay.
to know about this pregame ritual. What do you mean 12 pieces of spinach in a quart-sized baggie and 33 pieces of Mike and Ike's in a snack-sized baggie and Nutella? What is happening? First off, why the quart-sized baggie? Why is it 12 and 33? What color are the Mike and Ike's? And why Nutella?
Wow, that is a throwback. Oh my god. Wow. Okay.
These are questions that need answers.
You know, so great question. So many great questions. When I was in middle school, my mom was like, "You know how good spinach is for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's disgusting." She's like, "Yeah, but it's
Nasty.
so good for you." And I was like, "Okay, well, can I have something else also?" And she's like, "Yeah, like what do you want?" I'm like, "Candy." She's like, "What do you mean candy? Like, you don't want apples?" "No, I want candy. If I have to eat spinach, I'm gonna eat candy also." And like the number's 12, obviously. So I wore number 21 in college, and one of my best friends, who was like my role model and my hero, died my like right
Sorry to hear
before.
that.
Think Yeah, it's been a while, but she died like right before my freshman year of college. And I hadn't like seen her in a while. In fact, she literally died in my arms.
Mm.
It was really hard, but I picked those numbers because she wore 33 on the basketball team and she wore number 12 in volleyball. And so like I just kind of always kept little pieces of her to like remind myself that, like you said earlier, not every day is promised. And like she was extremely influential. She was a senior when I was a freshman, so I was like a little knucklehead turd that thought like I was better than everybody else. And like she kept me grounded a lot. And like I played tennis. Tennis was like my main sport, and she was the only person that could ever get me to calm down in tennis, because tennis is like so mental. Like
Yeah.
90% of the game you're losing because you can't get over the last 5 plays that you've lost. And so
Yeah.
like she was always my mental check. And so like I just kind of kept that going. And that's kind of when those numbers really turned into something. And I think it really helped that there's like triple the amount of candy to, you know, vegetable ratio. And like that just really helped it out. And like the baggies honestly is just such a little thing, but it just fits really well. Nothing bugs me more than like a baggie that's like empty basically, but you've got all this bag, and so it has to be specific. And then the Nutella is just because I love Nutella. I love Nutella, and like I will literally take it to the hotel because I don't like hotel breakfast, but they always have toast or they have waffles. So if I
I was
bring my
just getting ready to ask you, what are you
always
putting the Nutella on? So is it always toast and waffles?
Mhm.
I thought when I read that, I was like, she's got to be slathering this Nutella on like a slice of lettuce or tomato or something. Because
No, 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 no.
okay, so Nutella is normal Nutella behavior.
Yeah, yes,
Okay, okay. I
yes.
was
It's
wondering. I
not
was like, hang on a second. This is oddly specific. This question's got to be answered. I'm
uh-uh.
sorry to hear that about your friend, but now it makes total sense. Because before I was like, this is some Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type of voodoo type stuff. I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, but I do have to eat it in a very specific manner, like in correlation to game time. Like
Okay, so
it's
wait,
not
are you
any time.
taking like one Mike and Ike? Are they all the same color? Doesn't
No,
matter.
no, doesn't matter.
Okay,
But
so
it
you
is
taking like one Mike and Ike, put it on one spinach, and wrap it up, and then eat it. Is that how it's working?
nope. I always eat the spinach first. I just
Okay.
munch it like it had just like a goat. just mow it over real quick.
Is there
You know,
dressing on the spinach or is it just
nope,
spinach?
raw, just raw.
Is it wet or dry spinach? Just dry
Well,
spinach?
it's been washed, but it's put in the baggie very carefully, and then I zip it up and take it to the game. And then
Okay.
it's during the game, I listen to a very specific playlist. So during a specific time in the playlist is when I'm like, okay, it's time to eat my spinach. And then like right before going out to the field, it's getting that candy in because I don't want any taste of spinach at all on the field. I'm probably eating enough dirt as it is throughout the game.
Right? If you eat the spinach right before the field, if you get hit, you probably like spit a little piece out. Next thing you know, spinach is growing up in the field. It'd be a terrible, terrible situation.
Watch. Did you watch the Mississippi game?
Your
Do you?
Mississippi game? I
Yep.
did.
Did you
Yeah.
see what I threw up?
Did
Not
you throw up
enough
spinach?
time. Yes, there was not enough time. I had done it too early to game time. Yeah.
Man, that is so
Mhm.
unfortunate. So they probably got
Mhm.
spinach growing as we speak. So you
Absolutely.
said right. So it's the same mental preparation before every game, huh? So it's headphones with a specific playlist, spinach and Mike and Ike's. When is the Nutella? Is that breakfast?
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay. And is breakfast at the same time?
Just whenever. No.
Whenever.
Unfortunately, like I wish it could be, but it's just our
Whenever
game day.
as long as there is breakfast, huh?
Yes. Yes.
So how did you come up with this pregame ritual? Besides, I know that you had the situation with the friend and your mom was like spinach, but you do this every situation with the same playlist at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And there's something to that. There's actually studies that say that when you get into that kind of routine, it kind of amps your performance up, right? So how did you come up with, okay, well, it's good for you, but also like this has to be my routine. This is what makes me successful.
I think there's a lot of things that like we can't control on game days, but I know that that is something that I can control. I can control when I get to the game. I can control like what I'm listening to, what I'm eating. And so I definitely have changed it a little bit over the time, but like one of the most important things to my pregame ritual is right before I go out onto the field, right before I put on my pads to go out onto the field, I will wash my hands of like, and I'll just wash them, and I'll wash them, and I'll think of every negative thought that I've read over the week, everything that these podcasters have to say, everything that comes out. I'm just like saying it out loud. And my teammates probably think I'm insane, but I'm washing it out. And then I like they're washed. I put my hands on the side and I just like stare at myself in the mirror and I do like positive affirmations like, you are going to play well today. You are going to make good decisions. You are going to see your teammates. You're going to spread the ball today. You're not going to have tunnel vision. And so, like, saying all of these I am statements, I'm going to have a great game. And then finishing it off with, I am the best dang quarterback in the league and I'm going to show them today. And like, then I would leave the field. And like, that is the most important one to me is that pregame ritual, because I think the way that you talk about yourself is the most important. Like, if you're saying, oh man, I'm so nervous, oh, all this, like, that will completely throw you off your game.
Yeah, that's the key, I think, to most people's actual success, right? Is the self-talk. You could have all the talent, all the skill, all the athleticism in the world in any field, right? You could be the most bright and most intelligent. Um, hang on a second. I think your recording stopped here. Do you see a record button on your?
Yeah, I do. But it says 18 seconds now.
Okay, cool. You could be the most brightest, most um intelligent business person in the world, but if your self-talk is negative, it'll never show itself, right? And so I think that's the thing that most young athletes or most athletes in general miss, right? It's that self-talk. And self-talk led you all the way to an MVP and a 6-1 record and a a expansion franchise entry into the playoffs. But that's something that most athletes don't explore enough, in my opinion, including myself. I didn't learn any of that until I got out of being an athlete and got into business and was like, hey, how am I going to be the best CEO that I could be? Okay, you're going to have to actually talk to yourself, right? Because my grandma used to say, don't talk to yourself. And then she said, if you have to talk to yourself, it's okay as long as self don't talk back, right? And so in my head, I'm like, okay, so just don't talk to yourself because that's crazy. But no, bro, like you actually have to look at yourself, talk
Mm-hmm.
to yourself, and in the mirror, technically, self is talking back. So, you just have to be crazy in that moment, and then that's the thing that pushes you, propels you to the next level. So I love that, man. I think it's a beautiful thing that people are going to learn about you and about what it takes to be elite and what it takes to stay there. And I'm glad that you actually brought that out to the podcast and was vulnerable and let everybody know exactly what's going on there because it's going to help a lot of people for sure. So self talk definitely. What else keeps you grounded? I mean, it doesn't even have to be in the game, man. I mean, you move literally across the country, right? Like, and I assume you're by yourself there with no family, right? Yeah. So there's got to be something that keeps you grounded. What keeps you grounded in those moments?
Honestly, I love my teammates. I love my friends. Like, these women have become some of my absolute favorite people in the entire world. Like, 6-1,
Beautiful.
5-1 doesn't happen without you actually enjoying each other because football's hard. Um, I would definitely say like that, and like I just do a lot of random things. Like, I randomly will go out and see this adult show and tell where like somebody's talking about rugby, like women's rugby. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Or this one lady had this gigantic collection of like Bulls memorabilia and like Bulls rings. And so like just finding these random,
Like what do you mean bowls?
like Chicago Bulls, sorry, the
Bulls. Bulls.
when
Okay.
Bulls won,
Yeah.
she had all these rings and like just going out and doing things. Like, I'm not afraid to do things on my own. I love to go to the movie theater, especially by myself. I
Yeah.
love, I can't stand a movie talker, so don't come to the movies if you're trying to talk. We can talk about it, and like just like little things like that. I don't like reading unless it's like very specific books. I would recommend to any and all athletes to read the book Mind Gym. It has
Mm.
completely changed. I started reading it after my college career ended. I'm like, oh, dang it! I should have listened to my coach when I was
Missed
14
opportunity.
to read Mind Gym because just like how your brain is a muscle. So when you go to the gym to you're working those muscles. So this book Mind Gym is literally a mental gym, and it takes you through all these mental exercises to like strengthen your overall mental health. And so I would recommend that book to anybody that is listening,
I
or
am
will be.
actually going to write that down. And what's interesting is that you recommended books, Tammy recommended books, now Kez has recommended books. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna have to add a book section to this podcast because all I did, I'm not asking for books. Y'all are just coming out with it. I'm like, okay, so then elite athletes read books. That's what it is. I won't tell her. I mean, I can't promise she won't see this, but I tell you that I personally won't call her.
Perfect. That's all we can ask for.
Right. All right. So yes, you said show and tell.
Yeah.
Like they just have random like come out to my show and tells in Chicago.
Yeah, so you know how
Like
like
that's what it's
when
called. It's called like show and tell.
yeah, it's show and tell for grown-ups. And like just like in elementary school, when you would bring something in that was cool, that's what they do. And so like I love going to those events because you meet like some of the craziest, coolest people and you just have fun.
Okay, hang on. So I want to understand. So it's like in a venue, and people are showing up and they're seated down. Oh my gosh, they're seated, right? And then it's like, okay, Billy Bob, come show us your hamster, like that type
Yeah.
of deal. Holy crap! Okay, have you ever brought anything to show and tell?
No, but I am bringing my football helmet next month because we got
Okay,
a game out there. We got to start marketing early. So I'm
So,
gonna bring stuff out and
you
show them all the cool things that we can do.
okay, so wait, so how long do they get in their show and tell?
5 minutes.
So
You
do
get
you know what
5.
you're gonna tell them?
No, not yet. I have a couple of videos that I might show, but like I don't know if I want to do that or if I want to bring in some of my teammates. I don't know. Like the new owner of Babes, which is like the women's sports bar here in Chicago, he was out there at one of those show and tell events, which is actually how I learned about that bar. And so, yeah, it's just a bunch of random people that you never know that you could meet them. So I've made some cool
That
friends.
is so interesting.
Hmm.
Now I'm about to be looking up Dallas show and tells and see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that is so interesting. I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of what I would even bring to a show and tell. Just be like, all right, well, this is my hat, my favorite hat. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how that
No.
would work, but
Yeah.
it reminds me that I don't know. I'd be on TikTok a lot. It reminds me of that TikTok that's like, all right, this is my friend OC. She wants to show you her hat. You're gonna be nice and listen to her hat story. You know
Exactly. And
what I'm
you're gonna
saying?
clap and you're gonna comment.
Right? And when she gets done, you're gonna be happy about it. you know?
Exactly.
That's
That
actually really cool, man. I'm gonna look for sure. And the next time I'm in Chicago, I'm going to a show and tell.
absolutely.
Like I don't know what I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna bring something. I'm actually going to show and tell. I just want to
Perfect.
experience this because
Yeah.
I used to love show and tell day in school. I used to
Same.
love show and tell day. I used to
Mhm.
be like, "This is my PlayStation controller," you know, like, as if
Yep.
everybody didn't have a PlayStation controller. All right, so last couple topics. So you're a photographer, I saw.
Mhm.
You like to take pictures. You focus mostly on soccer sideline photos, but how does your artistic eye, you think, influence? How's your athletic mindset influence your artistic eye in your photos? Those I saw some of those photos. Those are some really nice photos. Like the girl that was laying on the side with the soccer ball. I'm like, did she like, hey girl, lay down, or is that an action shot? It looks like an action shot. Like I'm like, holy crap, how do you capture so how do you think your athleticism kind of molds your artistic eye in that way?
I think being an athlete, you kind of know like what kind of pictures you want taken of you. And so that has helped a lot. It's just like, oh, I know that I would want a picture like that. So that's what I'm going to do. And like soccer, I know really well. So if I'm standing in this spot, I know exactly what the shot I want is going to be. Oh, someone's crossing it in. I'm not going to stand on this side because I know that they're going to head it this way. So all we're going to get is the back of their, jersey. And
Mhm.
we got enough of the photos of the back of their jersey. Like a cell phone can do that. And so um I definitely think like being a mover, being just sometimes I see some photographers just sit. They'll sit in the same spot all game. No, I'm constantly moving, constantly getting the shots that like other people won't get. And then at the end of the day, just like asking. Like I worked with those teenage girls for a really long time. And like I have sisters that are teenagers. And so like just kind of, hey, what kind of pictures do you like? If you like, hey, will you take a picture with my hair braided like that? I'm like, sure, whatever. And so like I definitely also don't charge anybody, which helps a lot when when you're taking pictures for athletes and they want you out there because they know that you're going to get them their pictures in a timely manner for free. Like they are going to come to you. Like they're going to celebrate right in front of you because you want to be there. Like they want you to take their picture. But yeah, I definitely think like just understanding the game, which is why like football, you don't see a lot of pictures of football because I didn't know football very well. Like basketball, I can't stand basketball because of the low lighting gym. Like baseball is boring as heck. Like I would rather do softball. And I definitely think like in my photography, I shy more towards women's and like girls sports
Mhm.
because we have enough people creating things for boys. We
You're
have
so right.
enough photographers and like one of my biggest pet peeves is being out there all year with these girls. They make it to the state championship, and now we got all these fake photographers coming out because they just want to be there during that part. And so like
A little bit of
understand
clout chasing.
the
Yep.
grind. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. With the Thorns Academy, which is where a lot of those pictures came from, I kind of did a lot of everything. I did all the game day setup. And so my job allowed me to travel with them, which like completely advanced my photography skills. And honestly, at the end of the day, the equipment that you have, like if you can invest in the right lens,
Yeah.
does the job a lot. A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. Last little piece. We're going to talk about legacy and advancing the game for young girls and young women. Okay, so the first question is, when you think of your legacy, I know you're only 2 years into the sport and you're only 25 years old, so I know you know, as long as you want to, you got a long career ahead of you, right? Um, when you think of your legacy in women's football, when it's all said and done, you've played your 15, 20 seasons or whatever it is that you're going to play. What do you want it to be?
I always want people to see my effort on the field because that is something that you can always control, is how much you're willing to sacrifice for your team. And I think like that's the legacy that I want to leave. I want to leave, wow, Sarah really played all the way until she possibly couldn't. Like I was carried off that field in Nashville. Like I literally told them, you're going to have to carry me off this field. And I just want people to see that heart and the passion and the effort more than anything. But I think like if off the field, being a good person, being a good friend, someone who speaks kindly of others, and like people can have all the beef in the world that they want with me. I guess what? This is Unbothered podcast. I am so unbothered by it.
I
Like
love it.
people can have whatever opinion they want, but the one thing they're never going to get out of me is a reaction. They're never going to get a fight back. Like you won't ever see me punch somebody on the field. You won't, like I might
What?
yell at my teammates, but like I will never fight somebody on the
So
field.
you ain't gonna give him a quick little 1-2?
Never. No, because that's so fish. Because all you did was just take yourself out of the game, and
Yep.
now penalty. That's
Yep.
all you did. You showed nobody anything. Just that you're weak.
Mhm.
You gave in. So like I just want people to see that just because you're talking the loudest doesn't mean people are listening.
That's true. That's very true. And usually it's the loudest ones that people ain't listening to at all to begin with in the first place. It's
Mhm.
a beautiful legacy that I think, you know, when you think about, you know, asking an elite athlete like yourself, what do you want your legacy to be? Most of them be like, I want 27 rings and 50 all pros, and you know, I want all the MVPs every year. Your legacy, your goal of just people seeing the hard work, the preparation, um, the steadiness, the leadership is just it's a beautiful thing that I think goes way overlooked when it comes to elite level athletes. And so that's pretty cool to hear you say. And I hope that people listening to this think about that, because underneath it, when you think about the pyramid of success, right, what you just said is the base of the pyramid, right? And if you want to get to the top of the pyramid, which is championships, rings, MVPs, you've got to do the base, right? And so if that's going to be your legacy, the foundation of the pyramid being your legacy, man, that's some John Wooden level stuff right there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So when go ahead.
I feel like another part of my legacy is I want people to know that they always have a voice. In practice, you won't ever, unless I'm forced to, like, break the team down or, hey, you got anything to say? Because they hear enough from me. Like one of the big things leading into this year was, okay, Sarah, you're going to get the team ready for warm up and you're going to run the warm up. I don't want to run the warm up. I'm already the quarterback. I don't want to run the warm up. And so like letting other people know that everybody has a voice. And like that's the kind of leadership that I want. Now, right before playoffs, when we only had like 13 people showing up to practice, now I'm
Mm,
going to step in and I'm going to say something. But up until that point, I'm going to let other people lead. Like for me, I don't want to be a captain. I don't care about being the principal because that's kind of what it is. You're playing principal. Oh, this person was mean to me. Oh, this person did this. I don't
it's
want to
true.
run with this person. I don't care. I don't care. I have enough to deal with. And so I feel like I just want my legacy to be that it doesn't matter if you play 30 minutes, no minutes, the whole game. Everybody has a voice, and like it's all about finding where that voice fits into the equation.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So what's next for Sarah? Well, I'm sure your goal. What was your goal? I'm sure your goal this year was to win the chip. I'm sure that's everybody's goal, right? What now? You got the MVP. You got the playoffs in your first year. You almost made it, right? So what's the goal now? You've reached the mountaintop individually. You done broke all the damn records. You know what I'm saying? Like you led the league and everything. Um, what's next for Sarah when it comes to individual and team goals for playing quarterback at the highest level?
Big goal of mine individually is next year stay in the pocket a little bit more.
But don't tell people that. They gonna start rushing the edges and keep you right on in there.
That's the thing. So somebody actually asked me this recently, was like, if you were the opposing team, what would you have done to beat you? And honestly, like I was talking to a DN from Mississippi. She was like, I kind of feel like you played better when you scramble. If I was the opposing team, I literally would not rush anybody. I would have forced me to throw the ball. Because, all right, let's see it. Let's see how good you can throw the ball. Because when you scramble, now it's, oh crap, our defense has to catch up instead of you got to beat us. Now it's like, oh crap, we got to catch up and beat them. So my
Yeah.
goal individually is to stay in the pocket more, read the game. I don't know a lot about the game. Like reading coverages, I can tell you what a coverage is, but do I really know what that means? No. So my goal in the off season is to hit the books. Watch every football game I can. I never watched football growing up. I didn't like it. I don't like watching football. And so really forcing myself to be a student of the game is going to be really big. Obviously, I want to break my record again. And my run game. Last year, I didn't run the ball hardly at all. This year, I got a little bit more comfortable. But I think really learning, oh, if a player's coming this way, this is what I need to do. And Turbo, holy crap, the way that Turbo just took off, I want to get faster. I want to get stronger. I want to be able to throw the ball more than 50 yards.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And I think, honestly, for my team goals, I want everybody to come back. I want to retain every single one of my offensive players because, every single one of them is good enough to be out there. And, we're starting off-season training. We're doing sprints and fitness tests, all these things. And, I want every single person to come back. And if we can retain everybody, then we already have a leg up. Now, obviously, some people are going to go. There's the door. Thank you so much. We won't miss you. We probably won't even wear your jersey number. We're done, But I think from a team goal standpoint, I want Prodigy so bad. And I want Mississippi. And I want Texas. I want everybody.
You want all the smoke, huh?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, if we would have had probably 5 more minutes in that Prodigy game, we would have come back.
Yeah.
We were on it. We just
Mississippi game too.
Yeah.
Mississippi game too. Yeah, Mississippi game. I feel like y'all just ran out of time, man. Y'all just ran out of time.
Well, they ran the ball forever. We didn't even get the ball in the third quarter till 4 minutes left. And
yeah, that's because your defense wouldn't let them throw it very well, bro. They didn't have no choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always tough, and especially in women's football. Actually, really in any pro sport, right? The first iteration of your roster, this year's iteration is done, right? It's not going to look the same, no matter how bad we try. It's just not going to be the same, And you just hope that it gets better, that it's not the same for the better and not for the worse, But yeah, that's a good goal. It's going to be a tough goal to retain everybody, but Godspeed.
I know. I'm texting everybody. Nobody's talking to you. Nobody.
Right.
The Mississippi game. 2 of my receivers were out there talking with the Mississippi girls immediately.
What?
What are we doing? Back it up.
Right.
Back it up.
We don't fraternize with the enemy.
Yeah. No. They're in here. We're keeping everybody in. But I think also obviously we want to win. We want to win the 9 Cup, and if that means giving up every single individual award, okay, that's fine. That's fine by me, because here at the end of the day, being a quarterback means you don't have anything. you are only as good as the people around you. And so
Yeah.
I would so much rather have a ring than an MVP award, than a record, than any of that. Because when one person, like, we all eat, I would rather everybody eats, because that was such an incredible experience. And like,
Yeah.
I mean, even I know y'all were way nicer. I saw those sweatsuits. I want one of those sweatsuits. Like, I
I still
want.
haven't worn that thing, man. I still haven't worn it.
Wow.
It's white. I'm afraid. I'm like,
Yeah.
what if I drop some Kool-Aid on it or something?
What
It's
are
not
you
coming out.
wearing? What are you wearing
Well,
right
this is a Martinelli shirt, but I'm not afraid of staying in this one. I just go back to Martinelli's. That was the 9 cup. I can't
now?
just go back to the 9 cup.
True.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the things about winning a championship that a lot of people don't understand is exactly what you said, right? I think about our team and the run that we're on with Texas Elite. It's something that, like I said in episode 2 that you guys will hear, it's something that you will probably never see in sports again. It's 5 championships in 6 years. It's an organization that is, I would say, running like a well-oiled machine, but that would be a lie, right? It's not true. We got some good leadership, and we got a vision, and we got good coaching staff, and you know what I'm saying? We kind of keep everything in house, and you'll see during the season that most of our players are quiet and don't really say anything, you know? And there's a reason for that, but what people don't see is that if you take that roster and you break it up across the league, probably 15 or 20 of them are all pros. But if you take our roster as it is right now, maybe we have 10. You know, the reason for that is kind of just like you said, right? We all just came to the realization and to the agreement that your individual accolades are bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck, right? Do
Mhm.
you want a ring or do you not? And if you want a ring, then it ain't even about self. It's not about the number of championship. I'm sorry, the number of, trench player of the years, the number of all pros, the number of, whatever. That championship breakfast at the end, cool. That was great. Do you want the ring or do you not? you know? And so you keep that mindset, especially as a leader of the Chicago Winds, bro. Y'all about to do something really, really, really special. And I'm gonna pull this clip after you do, and I'm gonna text it to you and be like, I told you so. I told you so. Um, that's cool. Okay, so last question, advice for the little girl, the little 14-year-old, 15-year-old, 10-year-old. Even at this point, we go to these got her back camps and there's like 6 and 7-year-olds out there that want to play football, right? Advice for that little girl coming behind you to play this game.
Play because you want to play. Don't just play because somebody told you to play. The
It's
game
beautiful.
is hard enough as it is. Play because you want to. It'll make those late practices, those long game trips so worth it. But also just be you. I spent so much of my time, of my life, of even my college career trying to be somebody that I wasn't. People are going to love the heck out of the person that you are once you figure out who that person is. And like, just be you. Like, it's so simple, but yet such a hard thing to grasp is just be you. Like, you're gonna find your people. If you're weird, you're gonna find other weird people. If you're funny, you're gonna find other funny people. Like,
That's
just
true.
be you, because that's who you're going to fall in love with. Like, you just play and do it for you.
And there's a lot of girls out there right now that are playing a sport because they looked up to somebody, or playing a sport because a parent said, and that's not a good recipe for success. So that's
Yeah.
that's great advice. And that's something for parents and of young girls right now listening to this podcast. Check in with your kid, right? Like, check, like, do you really want to do this? And
Uh-huh.
if you want to do this, to what level of this do you want to do it, right? Because there's totally different. I want to go to college. I want to be elite. I want to play pro versus I want to play in my church league.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Yeah.
So that's great, great advice. Okay, so So Sarah, where can people follow your football journey across socials, or even if you got a website or anything like that? Where can people find Sarah Teubner, number 8, playing football for Chicago Winds?
It is Sarah, Sarah, Teubner, so Teubner 8 on all social platforms. But I am terrible at social media. So, and I don't have a website yet. I don't have a YouTube channel. I'm kind of weird, so it would probably turn into not football.
That's all right.
Yeah, I do a lot of trick shots. So if you're interested in trick shots,
Wait. Trick shots? Like
yeah,
trick basketball shots?
whatever shots, all the shots on
Okay,
all
hang on.
games.
Do
Yeah,
you have any clips of this?
I do. I do actually. Prior to me breaking my foot, which actually happened in the Mississippi game, which is why I had to come out.
Terrible.
But
Sorry that
prior
happened to you,
that,
but terrible.
I was doing trick shots, and right now it's camp season in our park district, so I'm pretty busy. But as soon as that ends, trick shots are coming back. Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I got a question. You see this pool table right here?
yeah.
You could do trick shots on that?
Just give me some time. I'll learn. Yeah.
Bro, if you could do, I will fly you down here to Panama City, Florida, and let just to see and let you with my eyes, just to see
All right.
you do a trick shot on this
Cool.
table. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. I need some clips.
Yeah.
Clips or it didn't happen.
Sounds good.
As a matter of fact, you might as well go ahead and start that YouTube and just do it, man. There's some weird stuff on YouTube, and that's the farthest thing from weird. Like I be watching, I don't know if you ever go to the bars and see that. I don't even know what the name of that channel is, where they just show random things like people jumping off cliffs and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I can see the logo, but I can't call the name of that dang station.
Are you talking about ridiculousness?
No, it's not. It's like ridiculousness, but it's just on a loop of people doing random ridiculous things.
That's me. Yeah, that's probably my channel you're watching.
I'm just saying that they put that in all the bars, so I might as well make a YouTube about it. Might as well.
Yeah.
I always wondered, like, why the heck would they find that to put in a bar? And then I'm like, well, if you're sitting there staring at it for the last hour, that's why. That's why they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was Sarah Teubner. I keep saying, I'm going to say it right. I promise you. Sarah Teubner from the Chicago Winds, the 2025 WNFC League MVP, leader in all passing categories, 18 touchdowns thrown, 1,008 yards passing, 105.8 passer rating. Freaking ridiculous. All pro first team for Team Raw, eats 12 pieces of spinach in a quart-sized baggie with 33 pieces of Mike and Ike's before every game. I am grateful that you took the time, Sarah, and I know people listening will be grateful that you took the time to show up and tell your story and give those mental nuggets to people who want to be elite, just like you. You already said best quarterback in the league in German. I can't say it, but you know, people who want to be able to say best quarterback in the league and mean it in German, just like you. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, to meet you, and I definitely look forward to watching your journey play out. At just 25 years of age, you have long, prosperous football journey ahead of you, and I'm excited to see it. And I'm excited to cheer you on, but I won't tell you I'm cheering you on during the season because you know I got to be elite. But just know that I'm thinking about Sarah as long as I'm not playing Sarah, and I'm hoping that Sarah has a very, very great game. But if you play elite, I just want you to know it's gonna be like I don't know you, bro. It's gonna be like... But after the game, we could chop it up for sure. I really do wish you the best in the season coming up and with recovery with your foot. You saw us talk to the Trench Player of the Year, now the MVP of the league. Next episode, we have the Offensive Player of the Year, Kez Wesley, who we'll talk to about her journey from going from a role player back up to the league's leading rusher and Offensive Player of the Year. And we're going to keep it rolling like that. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, share it with all your friends, family, and especially those little girls who have not seen this type of representation. And don't forget that as long as you live and as long as you play and watch these games, you stay fucking unbothered. See y'all later.
Yeah, we in this here, we never leaving, we killing this here, eating this here, leaving no crumbs, give you something to feel. Unbothered is real, more than a move, it's the weight in the will, built for the climb, the story's the grind. This ain't just a pot, it's a whole state of mind. Limitless life, you can keep moving.